talk about Zeus, but before that, this is my name. This is who I work for. This is who I'm not. I'm not this guy. I had somebody come up to me, this is James Gandolfini, rest in peace. Someone came up to me and said, I mean, it was a con, I don't know this person, I heard you died. You look pretty good for dead. How you feel? So I put that in there.
Are you Brady Hope?
Sorry?
Are you Brady Hope?
Brady who? If you heckle me, I heckle you back. So if you want to make catcalls or whatever, I'm okay with it, but I come back at you. So this is my entourage, and as you can see there, we're having some big time party, medieval style. And as my former coworker used to say, guess which kid is having the most fun? The big one on the end. That guy. But we can't forget, I'm going to go a little quicker, we can't forget, of course, the little hacker baby. Even though he's like really cute and he's attacking your bases, aside from looking slightly demented, what do you think this little fellow has in his mind? Buy my daddy's book. So I use my entourage, and there's the plug channel.
Subtle, very subtle.
Very, very subtle. Thank you. You know I'm the expert in that. We got together, my entourage and I, we put together a book to help kids between the ages of 6 and 9 or 10, depending on the level of the child that we want to help get introduced to technology the right way. So versus just touching interfaces and they magically work like fire to a cave person, see I'm politically correct, it will actually teach them more about input-output. So in order for us to write the next book in this series, to officially call it a series, we need you to go buy this for somebody. So it doesn't need to be for you, but if you have grandkids, kids, friends, kids, they have birthdays, Amazon.com. So I originally went to Queens College, and if you're not familiar with where that is, it is in Queens, New York. You know, so you might be able to tell from my accent. That is a borough, not to be confused with a Mexican horse. I originally thought I was going to become an accountant, and not wanting to be a report generator for the rest of my life, I got into technology like a bunch of you folks, and Novell was big back then, so I got the CNA. Saw somebody laughing, yes, remember. And then the upgrade exam to be an engineer, and that's when you made the big money. Then you heard about CompTIA, right? So they had some certification, you had to get A+, the whatnot, did those. And then studied a bit harder, and of course I got the ISS squared, the CISSP, which meant that you were God in security, not really, or, well, being recorded somewhat. And it helped you get in the door and get a nice job. But none of that could ever been done without massive quantities of this. And I owe a lot of my success to gallons and gallons of coffee, and even more coffee. Didn't you start like a farm or something, growing coffee?
I would love to know who's behind that scroll.
So.
This is always who brings me their head.
So it's a pretty funny joke. So moving on, this is one of my hobbies, which might explain some of this stuff up here, and we'll get into that later. So I like to do competitive breaking and some forums and stuff like that, so kind of get away from technology and kind of get back down to earth. I used to be a blogger for these guys, so some of you I know read some of my writing, but they're still out there, and some of them are still pretty relevant, so please enjoy them. I'm one of the co-organizers and founders of the Chicago InfoSec group, so we meet the 4th Thursday of the month in Union Station. So if you happen to be in Chicago and you want to kind of hang out and talk tech like this and security, we'll be there. And so as you know, I already said it, I live here, so if you can't recognize any of the landmarks, that's Chicago. Pointed out before, I'm originally from here, and in no way, shape, or form am I a fan of these people. This usually goes pretty well in the Midwest. In New York, not so good. So let's get into what we're really here to learn more about. So we're going to talk about malware, right? So we got the little guys up here. So he's over here. We got malware. I don't think he wants to stand up. All right, good. And we're going to talk about a very specific kind of malware, which is a Trojan. Right? Not a worm, but a Trojan. And the name of this Trojan is Zeus. Zeus was very, very successful, and it's still out there, but it's also kind of gotten to some forks. So the creator of Zeus retired, put out the code, and now you probably heard of like Ice9, Citadel, and some others. But there was like hundreds of thousands of machines that have been infected with Zeus, and it's probably relatively easy to clean. But what it's really known for is its ability to scrape a web page and then take that information and store it in a database someplace else so that they can later break into your bank account or whatever they're trying to get at. I'm here today to show you that it can do a lot more than that. We can see that if you like, but I'm going to show you some of the other cool things that you can do with Zeus strong hacking skills to do what I'm going to show you today with Zeus. So, just kind of put that out there. He did get arrested. He got caught. He was in Asia. He was actually in Thailand, and those guys don't look too happy about it. So this is Zeus tracker out of use.ch. I updated it the last time I looked there was September 6th, so it's fairly current. It does change pretty much day to day because what they're doing is they're detecting, it's kind of blurry, what botnets are out there, what hosts could be infected, which ones are delivering the bot.exe or the actual malware, which ones are command and control or delivering the configuration file. And it's really kind of interesting. You can go in there and get a lot of information. So all the red you can see is usually stuff that's pretty active. So this stuff is around, even though all the antivirus software out there is pretty good at catching it, but they're still getting machines that are infectable. The other point I'd like to make here is they're watching, obviously. It's not just the antivirus company, but it is the authorities. So once again, don't be a douche like Hamza Ben Dalaj, the happy hacker, and set up your own botnet. I would like to encourage you to do this for educational purposes, in your own labs, in a controlled environment, where you're not really going to do anything like malign to anyone that you know. So nothing negative. Don't really break into someone's machine that you know, because they're going to come back to me, and I just don't want to have to deal with the litigation. Speaking to you, they're Belfies. So let's talk about the scripts, because these are the really cool things that Zeus can do. So we're going to zoom in for a second. So aside from stuff that it can do with Flash and figure out your FTP clients that you use and get your credentials, it can block some websites, it can grab your certificates, and once it gets your certs, it can get there in the middle. I'm not going to go through all these in the demo. I just wanted to point it out. It can even get your cookies, so it can grab your cookies. User execute is pretty cool because if you wanted to upgrade your bot, you can then put the file out there on Google Drive and then just silently install it and update your client. And then if you need to do a log off, you can remotely log the user off. Skip this one, just go to BC add. So this is back connect add, which is what we're going to use today. So with the back connect server, you're able to do things like a remote desktop session, a VNC session, or set up like a SOC server to pass their traffic through. So we're going to actually do that with RDP. Update your bot as well, uninstall your bot, reboot the OS, shut down the OS. So anything that you need to do to manage a system. So it's kind of like almost like SECM from cyber criminals. User destroy is kind of interesting. That's the version for Windows 7. The Windows XP actually really blew away the OS because of the enhanced security controls in Windows 7. It just really destroys the user session, and I'll show you what that looks like. We'll do that near the end. That's kind of fun, assuming we have time. So I'm trying to go rocket fast. And then I'm going to try to get into this HTTP inject, which is what we're going to use for password recovery. So kind of setting up the problem here. Oh, let's see if this works. We lost the loop. So we'll see if this works. So we're going to do help desk, and we're going to put it into 3 different types of paradigm situations. bot master and you're infecting hundreds of thousands of people, then, or machines, I should say, you want to check out your reports, you want to see the activity that's coming in because you know your bots are there collecting data. You can also see, check your activity, how many bots you have in your environment, activity as far as the past 24 hours, and then the versions of your bots too. You can see which ones are being more successful, or the combination of the older version of Zeus, which ran on XP versus Windows 7. And then you can see really here like how many new bots as well as who's active. go and flip back here. And let's see if it commands scripts. Sometimes the bot works and sometimes it doesn't. So beauty of malware. I can tell you, it's flaky stuff. It does not go through any real QA, and when you're going to a web form in another paradigm, so let me finish this one. So Samuel was on Facebook. You can see there's some information. He was using a remote desktop to get there, but when he changed his password, that was the password that was changed the other night, last night, just to make sure I had some data in here as a backup plan. You can see, you guys see that in GrrCON 2013. That was the password that I just changed from Facebook, but Zeus was able to collect that also. There's some other cool things too. So if you're going online and you fill out a form to register with a website to see other information that they have, Zeus could be there to collect your username and password. And in this particular example, I don't know if you're in the room, Molly. Sorry for picking on you if you feel that way. But Molly, registered for this website, and she put in her email address, and she put in her username, and her password was I love GrrCON. So that's the idea of what Zeus is really known for, to collect data and then send it back so somebody can break into a bank account. Which is also really interesting is the way Zeus can also add in an HTTP injection inside a form. So if you're filling out a form that's just saying, okay, you want to make a purchase online, give me your name, your credit card, expiration, your address, and whatnot. But generally, it does not ask for like the CVV numbers or something like that. You can inject it, and in this example, you see that it was collected. Because nowadays, you need that a lot more often. And even some It takes your actual device ID here, and then it prepends the 1, and it adds the 3 in the back to kind of make it look like it's an official app. But it does nothing else except for what I'm about to show you. So, I think we can do this now. I need somebody who's willing to participate. Come on. I hear the chuckle. I really do. Come on. I need somebody that's willing to be up here. And you don't have to come on the stage. You can stand right over here.
Come on.
Sure, Mark? You know what's going to happen, right?
It's going to happen.
We can re-image your phone.
We can re-image his phone. You can stay right there.
All right.
And the first thing I'd like you to do is face the audience. And no matter what you hear, don't turn around. Promise?
Maybe. Sure.
Thank you. I'll take that as a yes, especially this crowd. So, do you have a cell phone?
Yes.
Do you have it handy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Make sure it's handy. So, just to kind of keep things straight in our heads, so we know which phone's which, we have our regular phone here, so you guys don't get confused which phone is doing what. See that minion? Oh, can't really see it. And then we got the infected phone right here. Well, maybe I'll have it face you guys. Let's see. And I probably lost the focus. Oh, wait, it's getting a little better. So now, that's the defective phone because somebody scanned an NFC tag or QR code or they just went to a website and downloaded it and just did something.